I'm Richard Clarke. I record these talks every day as a way to deepen my inquiry. Listen each day and deepen your own practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 398. Questioner, what is to be our sadhana? Maharshi, sadhana for the sadhaka is the sahaja of the siddha. Sahaja is the original state, so that sadhana amounts to the removal of the obstacles to the realization of this abiding truth. Questioner, is concentration of mind one of the sadhanas? Maharshi, concentration is not thinking one thing. It is, on the other hand, putting off all other thoughts which obstruct the vision of our true nature. All our efforts are only directed to lifting the veil of ignorance. Now it appears difficult to quell the thoughts. In the regenerate state, it will be found more difficult to call in thoughts, for are there those things to think of? There is only the self. Thoughts can function only if there are objects. But there are no objects. How can thoughts arise at all? The habit makes us believe that it is difficult to cease thinking. If the error is found out, why would one not be fool enough to exert oneself unnecessarily by way of thinking? In this dialogue, the questioner asked Sri Ramana Maharshi about the appropriate spiritual practice or sadhana for a seeker. Ramana's response is profound, emphasizing the true nature of sadhana and the ultimate state of realization. Ramana begins by stating that what we consider sadhana or spiritual practice is essentially the natural state, or sahaja, of one who is already realized, or a siddha. Practice is the same for you as it is for the most advanced practitioner, the siddha. That is, practice is abiding in the natural state. The realized being, the siddha, abides effortlessly in their true nature, while the seeker engages in sadhana to remove the obstacles that obscure this inherent state of being. The essence of sadhana is not about achieving something new, but about uncovering and realizing our original state by removing the layers of ignorance that hide it. When asked about concentration of the mind as a form of sadhana, Ramana clarifies that true concentration is not about focusing on a single thought, but about eliminating all other thoughts that obscure your true nature. This distinction is crucial. Instead of fixating the mind on one thing, the actual practice involves letting go of all extraneous thoughts and quieting the mind, thus revealing the self that is always present. Concentration practices are used by many as preparation to gain more control over the unruly mind. The challenge lies in removing the veil of ignorance, which is the sum of these obstructive thoughts. This is the power of self-inquiry. To remove obstructive thoughts, you can either try to stop each of them, or you can go upstream and dissolve the root thought, the I am the body thought, or the I thought. Self-inquiry can be both the preparatory practice, quieting the mind, and the practice itself, abiding in and as the ever-present self. The Maharshi acknowledges that for most people, quieting the mind seems difficult due to habitual patterns of thinking. However, for the realized, the difficulty is reversed. It becomes challenging to engage in thinking because the natural state is one of pure being, where thoughts have no ground to arise. In the absence of objects to think about, the mind naturally abides in the self. Thoughts need objects to latch onto, but in the realized state, the only reality is the self. The self is non-objective, leaving no room for thoughts. Ramana addresses the habitual nature of the mind. The belief that it is difficult to stop thinking is a habit ingrained in us. The solution is through knowledge, self-knowledge. First, you must notice the habit. Then you learn to make other choices. And finally, no choice, letting reality unfold. Once this error of thinking we have to think about it is recognized, you will naturally cease the unnecessary effort of thinking. Realizing the unnecessary nature of habitual thinking leads to a spontaneous state of thoughtlessness, where the self shines unobstructed. Sri Ramana Maharshi's teachings in this dialogue is that sadhana is about removing obstacles to our natural state, to abide in our natural state. True concentration involves the cessation of all distracting thoughts, revealing the self. The perceived difficulty of this task is due to habitual misconceptions, which, once overcome, reveal the effortless and ever-present nature of your true being. So, know yourself and be always free and at peace. Now my second book of comments on Sri Ramana Maharshi's teachings, 40 Verses on Reality by Ramana Maharshi with comments, is available from Amazon. The link to both books is in the video notes. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment.